9-1 lead as we go to the 6th inning.
Smoltz upset because he threw a 3-2 breaking ball to Jeter to force that walk, and he winds up scoring. That's why he's upset.
And you're ahead 9-1. But lost the no-hitter. Atlanta Braves. Andrew Jones.
But how's he gonna, what's he going to do now?
Can he make it 3?
He's hit a fastball for a 2-run homer, a 3-2 breaking ball for a 3-run homer.
Broken bat, ground ball to third. Wade Boggs got hit by the bat and safe at first base. The barrel of the broken bat hit Wade Boggs. Have never seen that.
I've seen the bat broken, but never to where it actually hits the position player that's fielding the ball. Look at the object. Boggs fields the ball. Look at the bat. Short hops him, hits him in the back leg, throws off his timing. I mean, I've never, ever seen that.
That's a dangerous situation with that bat splintered like that. I mean, it's almost a knife end on it. They're going to call that an error. Swung on and missed by Ryan Klesko. You got to be kidding me. That's not an error.
They call.
All right.
Now they're taking it off, giving him a base hit.
Guy gets hit with the end of the bat.
That's a tough league. This is a tough league, man.
Granted, he did have time even after he got away to make the throw and get the out, but
you're trying to sidestep a bat that's in the back of your leg.
Trying to avoid giving your life at third base there. Ryan Klesko, it's the 9th hit for the Braves, and Klesko with a big cut misses. Klesko is struck out and grounded out. There's Jerome right there.
Official score tonight. We gave him a little heat, but we took it off him. I guess he saw the replay. He might not have felt that it actually hit Boggs, but when he saw the bat hit Boggs and throw off his timing, he gave Andrew Jones an infield single.
Wow. 1 ball, 2 strike count. As they say, you think you've seen everything. Second base. You believe that. Gets away from Jeter. Mariano Duncan will be charged with an error on that one. A tailor-made double play. And Duncan never got it to get rid of it to Jeter, and everybody's safe.
You talk about a tailor-made two-hopper. He just took his eye off the baseball. Just watch his eyes if you can. Watch his eyes. Takes his head, never looks at the ball into the glove. Takes his eye off of it, anticipating the toss, and that's why he booted that ball.
So there are 2 on for Jeff Blauser. The number 9 hitter is singled and flied out. He has scored a run in the game. Blauser's got runners on at first and second now. With Jones, Andrew Jones down at second base. Klesko on at first on the error. And Boehringer's pitch misses outside. Falls behind now. 2 balls and no strikes on Jeff Blauser. Blauser not one of the either power hitters or high for average hitters, but did hit .276 with runners in scoring position during the year. Far better than his overall number. Fouls that one back, and it's 2-1.
This is a guy, Blauser, that it seems like over the last couple of years has just had injury after injury. Broken wrist this year in June. Missed time playing. Hamstring problems, shoulder problems. That's a key. If you can stay healthy, you can put up some numbers.
2-1 delivery. He's another one of the players Bobby Cox just likes to have on the field. He's not a good fielding shortstop. He makes a lot of errors. In fact, I think he was dead last in the National League in fielding percentage at shortstop. But he's a winner.
Bobby's very loyal to his players.
Yes, he is. 3-1 count, 2 on here. That one drilled to left field. Why is he loyal? Things like this get done way back. It's hauled in by Strawberry, tagging up, heading over. Jones, he'll go to third. Blauser right to the wall on the fly ball. Enough for Jones to tag up and send Strawberry all the way back to make the catch.
Pretty heads-up play by Andrew Jones, tagging up on that long fly ball. You don't see that very often. You try to get yourself. Look at this. He read this right. Almost missed the bag, but gets himself to third base with one out.
So first and third, one down, and Marquise Grissom, the leadoff batter, who has singled in 3 at-bats. They're going to appeal at second, and the tag was all right. Can understand why they would appeal on that one. Tim Wilkie there was watching the bag. Close enough for Joe Torre to want to make sure. Marquise Grissom with RBI opportunity. Infield will play a double play depth on Grissom. Grissom fouls it back. Grissom is 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position here in postseason. Bobby Cox's team jumping out to the big lead here, 9-1. We're in the 6th inning of game 1. Postponed last night because of rain being played here. 52 degrees at game time. Cloudy, overcast all day, but no rain in New York. 0-1 off the fist, base hit into left field. Grissom comes through. Andrew Jones will score, and it is a 10-1 lead for the Braves. Marquise Grissom is 2 for 4 in the ballgame.
I have not seen an awful lot of the Braves in person. On TV, some did a couple of games this year on radio, but they are a finisher. You know, like a boxer that gets you hurt and then he lets you come back in the fight. Once they sent it the little lead, 2-0, then it was 8-0. They just keep adding on, and that's what good teams do. They want to finish you off.
They're a juggler team, aren't they? Right to the big vein.
Oh yeah, they got you down. They're going to keep hammering you.
And this one is a base hit into right field for Mark Lemke, making the turn, coming around to score the 11th run of the game for the Atlanta Braves, Ryan Klesko. An RBI single for Lemke. He's now 1 for 3 in the ball game, and the Braves have an 11-1 lead, and Boehringer may be out of gas.
Remember, we talked about in our opening what the Braves hitters were doing coming into the World Series. 32 runs scored in the last 3 ball games. Add another 11 spot to that number. 43 runs scored in less than 4 games, their last 4 games. And that's what you want to do. Peak when you get to the series, and they are peaking at the right time.
And Brian Boehringer is going to be coming out of the game as the Atlanta Braves have added 2 more runs here in the 6th inning, forcing Joe Torre to go deeper into that bullpen, which he really did not want to do.
Red Sox player, so he's got to be able to do something well. It looks like David Weathers is coming in, which I got to think that Torrey's going to hope that he can go the rest of the game and save the rest of their bullpen.
Well, actually, it's not a bad idea to give your bullpen some work now. Don't forget they had the 7 days off that they talked about earlier, the announcers talked about. So it might be a good idea to get them a little work. They do have 5 games in a row, 4 more games after this, so they'll probably utilize the bullpen a little bit. But they do have to get some work in there.
And Atlanta's giving him some work, and there he is, David Weathers, who the Yankees picked up in mid-season for the Australian pitcher Mark Hutton from the Florida Marlins. And they picked up in mid-season also Graham Lloyd, who Rico was rooting for, who's also an Australian. So they got 1 Aussie gone, 1 in, and Weathers is going to be facing the Braves.
And 3 runs scored.
Amazing, huh? Here is Chipper Jones, runners at first and third. And the strike taken, just 1 away. Grissom's moved over to third base. Lemke's on at first. Jones, RBI, 3rd inning. That's single. 2 RBIs picked up off it. Bounced in the dirt. Good play by Leyritz, who moved over and down to block that one. There is Lemke, 8 RBIs in the postseason for him with that single that he picked up. Continues to be an outstanding postseason player. Chipper Jones, who's got power. Switch hitter takes the pitch. And the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike on him.
The thing I notice, it might be just my feeling, is that the Braves hitters are stepping it up, and the reason is they've been carried by the pitchers all year long. In other words, they're looking for respect now. Hey, we're pretty good hitters. There's Klesko. I had 34 home runs, and all the talk around the World Series, the buildup, has been the starting pitchers. All right, we're going to show you what we could do in the spotlight. They stepped it up in the NLCS, and they're doing it here in Game 1 of the World Series.
And the pitchers just keep doing what they do. And a fastball misses inside, and the count goes full. Chipper Jones, 295 right-handed and 315 left-handed during the regular season. 24 of his 30 home runs came from this side of the plate. Weathers pitch, and that's off the fist. That's going to be caught by Strawberry. Throw to the plate coming. Marquise Grissom, and it's cut off. And it is a 12-1 lead. The very aggressive play of the Atlanta Braves continues. That fly ball was not very deep, but Grissom doesn't hesitate to tag up.
He gets beat by the fastball a little bit inside, fights it off to left field. Strawberry on the run makes the play. Just took him a long time to get the ball out of the glove. The transition from the glove to the hand took too much time. See, right there, just too much time, or else he has a shot at throwing out Grissom at the plate.
A 12-1 lead, 2 down now. Runner at first base still is Lemke and Fred McGriff. McGriff has already done damage here in this game to the Yankees. He's got 2 RBIs, including his 4th postseason home run that came in the 5th inning, and an RBI single in the 3rd, and he has scored 2 runs in this game. For Chipper Jones now, with the 3 RBIs he's picked up, he's got 9 in postseason. 2-0 delivery. That one hit in the air to center field off the end of the bat. Bernie Williams will get underneath it and haul it in. But more damage done. The Braves here in the 6th inning add another 3 runs. They've got 12 runs on 11 hits in this game and have taken a 12-1 lead over the Yankees. Baseball International's coverage. That is Jimmy Key in the middle of your picture, who will be making the start for the New York Yankees, while Greg Maddux will be on the mound for the Atlanta Braves. Denny Nagel was going to start Game 2 for the Braves, a left-hander, but because of the rain out yesterday, they were able to get Maddux up where they wanted to use him.
Get Maddux to go Game 2, Tommy Glavine Game 3, and then come back with Denny Nagel in Game 4 in Atlanta.
John Smoltz will face Tito Martinez, Cecil Fielder, and Darryl Strawberry due up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 hit off Smoltz. Came on the double by Boggs in the 5th. He has walked a season-high 5 while striking out 4. The Yankees have stranded 5 in the game, and as Rick mentioned, in the first 2 innings they got their best chances when he walked 4 in the first 2, and they could not get anybody home. He has struggled throughout. He's still struggling with his pitches. He just does not have his stuff tonight.
Does not have his good command, and that's the one thing. He usually works ahead in the count. Already 92 pitches thrown for John Smoltz in the 6th inning.
Ball and 2 strikes on Martinez.
You know what, when you have that good of stuff and you struggle and the team is only able to manufacture 1 hit off of you, it tells you what the type of pitcher you are.
See the rain coming? This game's official. 1-2 count, and that's going to be the 2nd hit. Tito Martinez is on. 1 for 2 in the game, a leadoff single here in the 6th inning.
Pretty tough pitch by Tito Martinez. Look at this. He handles that split finger down and away. If you try to pull that ball, it's a ground ball at second base. He takes it right back up the middle.
Well, Martinez on with a 2nd hit for the Yankees. Cecil Fielder is struck out and flied out to right field. Smoltz going for the outside part of the plate, misses. Ball 1. Fans begin to scurry for cover. A little bit of that wind-driven light rain started. Fielder drives it deep to center field, way back at the wall. It's going to stay in. Marquise Grissom. Fielder retired. Put it to close to the deepest part of the yard here.
And I'm telling you, that's 2 balls that Cecil has hit hard. The one in the first inning I thought was out. This ball, I mean, he gets the good swing on that. He thinks it's gone. I think Smoltz thinks it's gone. I mean, Cecil hits that ball hard, but the ball, we said right from the first inning, is not carrying to right center field.
Wind is picked up and it's blowing from right to left. Cecil Fielder's out of there and the long fly ball out. Martinez still on at first base, and Darryl Strawberry was 0 for 2. Takes the strike. John Smoltz has given up only 1 home run in the World Series appearances he has made, as he has now worked 36 innings in World Series play. Mike Pagliarulo had a home run off him, the only one. Played at second. Lemke, 1. Relay, not in time by Blauser. Again, the shift was on, so they had him played perfectly for the ground ball. Get the force out on Martinez at second base.
And you can see they're staying with the same pattern. Split fingers or off-speed pitches down. Let Darryl get himself out by pulling the ball on the ground. Darryl's the one batter in the Yankee lineup that has not seen many fastballs from Smoltz.
That will bring up Paul O'Neill with 2 down and a runner on at first base. And Smoltz misses with that one. Ball 1. O'Neill went to the World Series with Cincinnati back in 1990. Had 1 hit, 12 at bats, 1 RBI in that season with the Reds, and coming over to the New York Yankees.
Well, you had the right call on the weather. You felt the breeze changing, and you were right. The rain has come.
And I'm really sorry I was right. I'll tell you that. Now, how much rain can this field take?
I talked to some of the players. They said the outfield is bone dry, but yet the groundskeepers told me not much at all. I mean, it's a miracle they were able to play this ball game tonight.
After the record rain yesterday, there's more rain in the forecast even for tomorrow. They were very concerned about tonight's game, and will be concerned about tomorrow's game. 3-0 count, 2 down. O'Neill takes the pitch for a strike. McGriff backs up behind the base runner at first base. Strawberry with a 12-1 lead. Not going to hold Strawberry, especially with a left-handed batter up here. 3-1, fouled off, full count.
So that's the thing with that hamstring that bothers O'Neill. He's just not able to get on top of those fastballs. He has no drive in his legs, and he's getting beat by fastballs. The way they got the field dry was by those 2 helicopters. Look at that. Helicopters working.
Towering pop-up in the rain. Chipper Jones. That's a tough play when it's pouring down on you. He's got it, and that'll do it here in the 6th inning. No runs, a base hit, 1 base runner left on. And here at Yankee Stadium, the Braves have a 12-1 lead in game 1.
So when it rains, it pours for the Yankees, and then it rains again. Darryl Strawberry in the field, can't get the ball in. Strawberry fields forever. Pretty good, huh? So, who do you like, Rico?
Well, right now I'd say Atlanta. I'm going to go with Atlanta for this game. But, yeah, the rain's coming down. The field can't take much more, so it might have a problem in tomorrow's game.
Going to work here against the catcher, Javi Lopez. Lopez, single, walk, scored both times, struck out his last time up. Andy Pettitte, 2 1/3 innings, 7 runs on 6 hits charged to him. For Brian Boehringer, 2 2/3. He gave up 5 runs, 3 earned on 5 hits with a couple of strikeouts. And now Weathers on in relief. He got the last 2 outs in the 6th inning. Umbrellas are up here at Yankee Stadium Temperature has dipped about 5 degrees since we started this game, I think. That one hit in the air, center field. Williams moves over and puts it away, and Javi Lopez is retired. One down in the 7th, and when it rains,
Tim goes into the ball game. Ah, I'm following you.
what a lead, huh?
I like that. Tim Raines in left field for Strawberry.
Straw with that bad toe. They don't want to chance any further injury here to that, although he certainly looked good in what he was doing tonight at the plate and in the outfield.
Yeah, no problem for Strawberry, running, fielding in the outfield.
Big cut and a miss by Jermaine Dye. Jermaine Dye has flied out 3 times in this ball game, twice to left and once to center field. And a chopper up the middle, and he's got himself a base hit. So Jermaine Dye on with a 1-out single here in the 7th inning. The Braves continue to get him in every which way but loose. They've had 3 home runs in the ball game. 2 of them have been hit by this 19-year-old Andrew Jones in his first 2 at-bats in this ball game.
Can you believe it? 19 years old. He started the season this year in A ball, and for our audience, that's the just about the lowest classification of minor league baseball. Class A ball, moved up to AA, then AAA, and now in the big leagues and the World Series.
Still trying to get him out. As you saw, he's had the perfect night and has scored all 3 times, of course, the home run. Then he started out the 6th inning with a single and came around to score in that inning. David Weathers, 1-0 pitch, misses inside. We told you, among the young players, he's putting up numbers right up there with the best of them. Former Yankee Tony Kubek included in that list. Ground ball towards short. Jeter, Duncan, way off the mark, slipped out of his hand. They'll get the force out at second base on Dye, and Jones will be on the fielder's choice.
Conditions are starting to get a little tough now.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's dropped about 10 degrees from game time. You see the play, but they had no play. This is a ball he shouldn't even have thrown to first base. Jones, Andrew Jones, that is, runs too well to double up on that ground ball.
Be no error on that. The runner did not advance. You don't assume the error on that. So runner at first base. Another ground ball. Jeter again. He'll go to the bag himself and get the out. No runs, a base hit, and a base runner left on. 7th inning stretch time of game 1 here in this 1996 World Series, with the Atlanta Braves leading the Yankees by a score of 12-run. On the right-hand side, both are Yankee fans. Would you like to be in that conversation right now?
You know, they're both a little frustrated. The outcome so far this ball game. Yankees down 12-1. Serious conversation being. Wonder if they're talking a little politics or baseball. There's Joe D.
We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. And John Smoltz is done for Atlanta, and Greg McMichael comes out of the bullpen for the Atlanta Braves. Right-hander loves to sling the pitches up there, and he gets the strike on Mariano Duncan.
See his postseason numbers, not that impressive. The 8.1 ERA.
Funky delivery to short. Blauser. Good play on the long throw, and Duncan's 0 for 3 in the ball game.
You hit it right, Gary. Funky delivery. Not a normal arm angle to pick up the baseball. Hitters like to see that ball. He really hides the ball well with his funky delivery, and he's got a great changeup, circle changeup that he uses at any time in the count.
He is not an overpowering pitcher. Really goes to the changeup now. That's his out pitch, and just tries to keep you off balance, and has done that pretty well. 1 down. Jim Leyrit's up. And there you see that off-speed breaking ball dropped in there, and strike 1. Jimmy Leyritz has drawn a walk and has struck out in this game. Smoltz goes the 6 innings, a run on 2 hits, walked 5 and struck out 4. Has a chance to win his 4th postseason game this year. Would be 4-0 and his 9th career postseason game. Mercy.
Adding to his legacy. I mean, that's what you talk about as a great pitcher. What does he do for you in the postseason?
And what did we talk about all night? How he was struggling.
Yeah, and he only gave up 2 hits and 1 run. That's a nice feeling for Bobby Cox. Yeah, he struggled.
Yeah.
He didn't have his control, but he battled through it.
Hit in the air, shallow center field, and Blauser, the closest, couldn't get it. Shortstop with a long run. Grissom was moved around to right. And Laritz is on with a 1-out single here in the 7th inning. The Yankees have had 3 hits, a double, and 2 singles.
Here's the last pitch from center field. Cameron, that's that split finger. I called it a split finger. It's a circle changeup. It shattered Laritz's bat. You watch McMichael's reaction. That ball was hit very softly.
Greg McMichael worked 73 games during the regular season for these Braves. Went 5 and 3, had a couple of saves. He's a setup man. 3.22 is his earned run average. Derek Jeter, the leadoff batter, drew a walk and scored the only Yankee run his last time up in the 5th inning. Late swing on that one and fouls it off. 1 down, 1 on, bottom of the 7th.
And for Jeter, they really give Jeter left field. The left field line, he can hit a ball down the left field line and run for days. Grissom, the center fielder, really plays him towards right center. Look at Andrew Jones. He's the only guy you can see in your picture now. Now Grissom comes into play. A lot of room in left field for Jeter.
Outside with that one. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Derek Jeter set a record, most hits by a rookie in a league championship series this year, as he came away with 10. 1 more than Greg Jeffries back in '88 when he had 9. Jeter jammed in a good pitch right on the inside corner by McMichael, his first strikeout. 2 down.
Well, they get you looking for the ball away. We talked about that, and then they bust you inside. See that? Nothing down the middle of the plate tonight from the Brave pitchers. See that ball just ties him up inside. Couldn't pull the trigger.
Well, McMichael's got 2 down now. Laird's still on at first base, and Wade Boggs takes a strike. Boggs, the only extra base hit the Yankees have had in this game, as he picked up a double and an RBI in the 5th inning to put the Yankees on the board. One of the 2 hits picked up off starter John Smoltz. And he's got another one. Base hit. Coming over to get it is Jermaine Dye. On to third base goes Laritz. And the Yankees have runners at the corners now as Boggs is 2 for 4.
Showed he could hit the ball over Grissom's head in center field. There you get a good look at that changeup. Boggs just takes it right back up the middle. Watch his head at contact. See, that time just a hair off of it, but he sees the ball longer than most hitters.
So Bernie Williams will get the opportunity right here with runners at first and third. Laird's at third, the lead runner. Williams has been the big postseason man, of course. Line to second base. That'll take care of that. As Lemke hauls it in, the Yankees no runs, a couple of hits. 2 are left on. We've completed 7 in game 1, with the Atlanta Braves still on top by a score of 12-1. And as we go along here in the game, we'll get some changes made as Andy Fox comes on now for Duncan to play at second base. And we'll see the 4th Yankee pitcher, Jeff Nelson.
Hey, Jeff Nelson, funky delivery. This is another guy that comes from the side, a slinger, sinker, slider, big sweeping breaking ball from Nelson.
David Weathers worked an inning and 2/3, gave up a hit. He's out of there. high school band that performed before tonight's game on hand here and still performing out there in the bleachers between innings. Luis Polonia, former New York Yankee, will be pinch hitting here for Jeff Blauser. 12-1 here in game one. Blauser and a 1 for 3 and a run scored. There is Jeff, the shortstop, on the bench now.
And Gary, you might look at this move, you say, why? Well, this is for future in this series. Polonia may be called upon in a tight situation to pinch hit against Nelson, maybe even a Rivera. So Bobby Cox wants to get as many players into this ball game, get those first game jitters out of the way, and also a good experience for Polonia. Get to see Nelson.
We remind people, Rick, remember that the designated hitter is used in the American League ballpark. The middle 3 games in Atlanta, there will be no DH, so you're going to have to pinch hit people if you're going to make pitching changes. That's one of the reasons Bobby Cox wanted, as Rick says, get these people in here and give them a chance. Plesko, designated hitter tonight for the Atlanta Braves, who don't play with a designated hitter all year long. Their pitchers have to hit. Polonia will be one of their primary pinch hitters.
There's a couple of lefties that'll be getting their at bats. Oh, I just can't wait to see those pitcher hats.
Polonia with a wild cut. Nelson gets the strikeout. One away here in the 8th inning. Well, we're going to bring this to you to its fruition, this 1996 World Series. Tomorrow we'll be on 7 o'clock. Second game played here at New York. There's no longer an off day. So Tuesday in Atlanta at 8, Wednesday in Atlanta at 8, and Thursday the same. If there are games 6 and 7, we're back here in New York Saturday at 8 o'clock and Sunday at 7. Friday would be the travel day there between games 5 and 6. Nelson will go to work here against Marquise Grissom. And a strike taken. Grissom, 2 singles, 2 runs scored, 2 for 4.
Little mend work going on in the dugout. See, normally you give it to the trainer. The trainer has to take care. See, that little things you don't realize.
Tony Williams, Grissom retired, 2 down.
You know, normally a trainer's there in case you have injuries, but you grab a trainer once in a while and you say, okay, let's fix up the glove, take care of this catcher's mitt, relace this. You have to be very versatile to be around the major league players.
And they are. Keep all the tools at hand to be used for that job, like a screwdriver.
Relacing the glove. That's it. That's part of the job resume.
Mark Lemke up, and he takes the strike from Nelson. Lemke at RBI single in his last at bat, 1 for 3, but contributed with a big sacrifice bunt in the 3rd inning that helped the Braves go on to get 6 runs on 5 hits in that 3rd inning. Mark Lemke's contribution there. 0-1 pitch is a tapper towards second and all the way into center field. So Lemke is on with his 2nd hit and continues his outstanding postseason play. A career .320 hitter in postseason for Mark Lemke. Wow.
Cecil's thinking back to the 2 balls that he hit hard. One in the 1st inning, one in the 5th inning. Balls that he thought might have gotten out of here. Yankees, Charlie Hayes getting loose, might see some action. Joe Torre's thinking maybe along the same lines as Bobby Cox. Get as many guys into this game as you can. Let them get over that first game nervousness, maybe getting themselves in a bat. Might help them later on in the series. Pettit thinking about what went wrong. 7 earned runs in just 2 1/3.
Chipper Jones. He has driven in 3 runs in the game, 1 with a single, 1 with a sac fly. He's also flied out a couple of times. 2-0 pitch to him, the off-speed breaking ball on the outside corner. Not much you can say if you're Don Zimmer, the bench coach of the Yankees, to Joe Torre at this point that isn't obvious. It is regrouping time for the Yankees, down 12-1 here in game 1. That one to second base, line drive, Fox hauls it in. Braves here in the 8th inning, no runs, a base hit. They will leave a base runner on. Bottom of the 8th inning coming up at Yankee Stadium. Joe Torre would like to see just get the bats going here in these last 2 at bats. Yankee fans hoping see a little bit of offensive action here. We will have a new shortstop coming into this ball game, Rafael Belliard. Belliard for Blauser at short. And we'll have a new pitcher. The left-hander is Denny Nagel. Now, Nagel is scheduled to be the starter in Game 4, but he comes on in relief here.
Yeah, it's his work day. He started Game 4 in the League Championship Series for the Braves. I talked to Leo Mazzoni and Bobby Cox before the game. They said he would be used out of the bullpen. This is another thing. Just get your feet wet in the World Series.
Nagel, this is outside with that, and it's 2-1 on Tito Martinez.
Here's Kenny Rogers, who most likely will get the start in Game 4. I guess Joe Torre can consider now bringing Andy Pettit back early. He only threw 52 pitches, and his night was over today.
Toward second base, Mark Lemke over to McGriff, and Martinez retired. He's 1 for 3 now. He had a single, 1 down. Denny Nagel was one of the big trades of the baseball season. One of the outstanding left-handers in baseball, obtained from the Pittsburgh Pirates at the end of August for a couple of minor league players. Pirates were trying to cut their payroll, and Nagel was one they were willing to part with, and there were a lot of gasps around baseball when that trade was announced, because this guy can pitch, and a lot of teams wanted him, and teams couldn't believe the world champion Atlanta Braves were going to come away with left-hander Denny Nagel. Well, they did, and here he is. Cecil Fielder up.
Actually won 16 ball games this year, combined Pittsburgh and Atlanta.
Deep to left center field, near the wall. It'll stay in the yard and hauled in by Marquise Grissom. 2 down.
Cecil's got a little bit of that disease I had as a player. Warning track power. Not able to get it out of the ballpark. He's hit 3 balls, I think, pretty good tonight. And he's come up short each time.
Look at him laughing. He can't believe it. What have I got to do? 2 to center and 1 to right.
Yeah, he needs to try to get the bat head out in front a little bit more and hit it down the left field line. Seems like the ball's carrying much better to left field tonight.
And there are quickly 2 down, and here's Tim Raines. This will be Tim Raines' first at bat in the ball game as he came on for Strawberry. And Denny Nagel throws it outside to him. Well, certainly the Atlanta Braves have made their point in Game 1. And you love to do that in the first game of any series. You love to do it anytime, particularly to start it out, forcing the other team to have to regroup.
Yeah, because most teams, when you start on the road, all you want to do is get a split. And then you have 3 games at home. And they've taken it, made it very easy. They win game number 1. Now tomorrow's a freebie. You can really do some damage if you sweep the Yankees at home.
1 ball, 2 strike count on Raines. 2 down here in the 8th inning. This pitching staff, look at this. This season in postseason, the Dodgers hit only 147. The Cardinals hit only 204. And the Yankees have hit just 148 with 4 hits in this game. That is amazing pitching against other teams that made it to the postseason.
Yeah, teams that have good hitting.
Yeah.
So it's always the old adage that good pitching always gets out good hitters. Well, Leo Mazzoni, the pitching coach, got to be pretty happy. And that man is not tonight. Waited a long time to get here. 33 years. Longer than any other player, manager, coach in the history of baseball. Talking about Joe Torre. He got here and he's disappointed in Game 1.
Yep. Just come back, regroup for tomorrow. 1 ball, 2 strike count, 2 down. We had an idiot on the field here. That's the delay. We try not to show those things because it just encourages others to do it. He's under arrest at this point. Here's the 1-2 pitch, a towering pop-up at the plate. Javi Lopez. And that will do it. So Denny Nagel comes on for a World Series appearance here, his first, and he retires the Yankees in order. In the 8th inning, we go to the 9th inning. The Braves on top 12-1.
And in the last half inning, you saw a shot of the man they call Gerbil, Don Zimmer. Let's listen to an interview with him.
Actually, I managed against Joe. I managed when Joe was still playing, and I really wasn't very close to Joe. The last 2 or 3 years in Colorado, when we would go into St. Louis, I would go out in the Busch Stadium maybe at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a beautiful day, and they'd have extra hitting. And if Joe came out to watch his team hit extra, he would always come over in my dugout, and we'd just talk baseball. Joe managing the Cardinals, and me living in St. Petersburg, Florida, he would always come into St. Pete probably 2 or 3 weeks early, play a little golf, and I'd run into him. My wife and I would run into him in a restaurant and so forth, and that was about the extent of it. And when he got the Yankee job, and I got a call one night sitting in a living room, and he said, "This is Joe Torre." I thought of one thing. This man's going to ask me about some ball player that he's maybe trying to get or something. He said, "How you feeling?" I said, "I feel great." He said, "How's retirement?" I said, "It's wonderful." He said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, it's great." He said, "I want you to come to New York with me to be a bench coach." And I said, "You just threw me a curveball. And I know I don't like to hold people up." And I told him, "If you call me back tomorrow night, I'll give you an answer one way or another." And when I thought about it a little bit, 6 weeks of spring training in the new stadium up in Tampa, which is 30 minutes from my house. I can go to New York, go on a 10-day road trip. My wife can jump in the car and drive to my daughter's in New Hampshire in 3 hours. Plus, I thought it was always going to be a pretty good ball club. And when he called me the next day, I said, "Let's give it another try."
And the disembodied head of Don Zimmer haunting Rico Petrocelli's dreams.
My last manager, I played under him for about half a year, and Popeye, as they call him. He's smiling right there. That's about as much as he smiles, but he's a character. He's been in baseball for about 50 years or so. Never had another job, just baseball. So he's a lifer, and he's been very dedicated.
And probably most famous for the steel plate in his head.
Yeah, it's a steel plate. He got hit in the head before the helmet, before they had batting helmets. He got hit in the head. It's very serious. They put a plate in his head, and now he can't walk by magnets, but he has a problem.
And of course, a couple of Red Sox players started calling him the gerbil. He benched them, and many of us would think that that cost the Red Sox the pennant.
That's
back
true,
in
yeah. There's been a lot of controversy in Boston over him. You mentioned his name, the phones light up, and not very many people are happy.
But a real baseball guy, Don Zimmer. He's been around a long time and knows the game.
Ouch. Ninth inning, 12-1 lead for the Braves. There's Tim Raines out in the outfield. There's John Wetland.
Wetland, this has been the man. Look at the hat, though. John, do something with this hat right here. Look at that. That is all old and crusty. Everybody else got new hats. He's got that old lucky hat. He didn't want to change. Look at that. I mean, look at this. I mean, look, here's the new logo right here. Whoop, he moved. All right, he's moving. He's trying to be, but look at all the sweat. See, that's that salt that comes out when you sweat. Look at that nasty hat he's wearing.
They had to cut a spot out to put the logo on. The other ones they sewed right on the new hats. He wouldn't take a new hat. Foul back by McGriff, 2-2.
Well, he's a little different. Now, this is a guy that dresses up in the clubhouse, rollerblades throughout the clubhouse and the catacombs downstairs. But John, this is the World Series. 200 countries are watching that hat. They're saying, what's all that white stuff on top of there?
It's a salt mine. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball got him. Wetland gets the strikeout. McGriff's retired. 2 RBI game, a home run, and an RBI single for McGriff. Not this time.
Good overhand curveball from Wetland. That's where they got the phrase 9 o'clock. I mean, a 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock break. Picture a big clock right off the 12 down to the 6, right off the table. But he needs to do something about that hat.
La Chapeau, a no-no. Javi Lopez. One down, bases empty here in the 9th inning. Lopez has scored twice, walked single, has struck out and flied out in his other 2 at-bats. That one down the right field line, curving towards the seats, and it'll be a foul ball. Ooh. Bad flip taken out there on the way down by the second baseman.
It has been a tough night all around for the Yankees. Andy Fox, I don't know what happened. He went head over heels down the right field line. Raines is getting hit by the catcher's mask. Look at this. I mean, oh, he trips over the umpire.
Yankees need to get out of here quickly tonight.
Boy, get this one over
Get
with.
this over with.
Start tomorrow. Fresh.
This has been a bad night every way but loose. 1-1 count, and Lopez off the end of the bat to left. Raines. 2 down. 2 away in the 9th inning. Bases are empty. Joe Torre's ball club facing the world champion Braves, who beat Cleveland last year 4-2. Has to be concerned, obviously, about the bats, and there's really nothing you can do. Guys have to go hit themselves here against this tough Atlanta staff. Jermaine Dye with 2 down and nobody on. Showed you how tough the Braves pitchers have been in postseason this year. Well, last year against a powerhouse Cleveland Indian offense, in those 6 games, Cleveland hit 179 off Atlanta pitchers. Tommy Glavine, the left-hander, who will be starting in game 3. 0-1 count, 2 away here. Fastball inside the dive from Wetman. Fans applauding the brushback.
Yeah, maybe way too late. Way too late. He's not intentionally throwing at him. Little note here, the last 20. Yeah, the mayor's still here. 12-1. There's Mayor Giuliani right there. The mayor of New York.
Swung on a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two down, bases empty. Yankees will get 1 more shot. The bottom of the 9th inning. Out hit 13-4 in this game. The loyal Bud Selig, the hat on, and the breaking ball missed. Leyritz was ready to roll the ball back out. Thought he had a strikeout. 2-2.
Yeah, the commissioner can't leave.
No,
I mean
that's not good.
No, you got to stay there no matter what the conditions, what the score is. You have to stay there the entire game.
You can always say you went to one of the luxury suites to visit, but fans don't want to hear that when they're sitting out there in the rain. So once you start in the rain, you finish in the rain.
Bud Selig right here in this picture is Bud Selig. Hopefully he'll be able to get an agreement done eventually.
He thinks it's going to be done as soon as the World Series is over. He thinks they're that close. And I hope he is right.
You notice I have the circle down there.
You do.
I have the circle down. You notice that?
I do. 2-2 pitch, misses inside.
I failed Etch-a-Sketch when I was in school.
Well, the Museum of Modern Art put a call in here tonight about the 8th inning. They wanted to know if they could do an exhibit, bricks their own circles, while the series is going on.
I got it down now.
It's just hard.
We're going to build on it as the series goes on.
That's what matters. 3-2 pitch. It's always progress, improving. Picasso started with just a line.
You don't want to peak too early.
No. Well, no need to worry about that, Rick. 3 ball, 2 strike count.
I still haven't been able to handle telestrating a moving target.
Oh, well,
I got to let it slow down a
That's
little.
well down the road. Fouled off. Most artists begin with still life, right? Then you move on from there to those things that are portable. You're still there at still life where you should be. It's the first game we've had the telestrator.
It'll come.
3-2. Dive fighting off Wetland pitches here. Not that one. Wetland comes on, a couple of strikeouts in the 9th inning as he retires the side in order. We go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Yankees trailing 12-1. Those are the do-ups. Continue to win every year, be on the bottom in the draft pile, and come up with star players, both hitters and pitchers.
Like Jermaine Dye, like Andrew Jones, like Terrell Wade. Very good scouts.
They certainly are. This guy was a free agent. Nobody even drafted him. Eddie Perez has come on to do the catching now for Javi Lopez. New battery. Paul O'Neill leads it. Nope. Charlie Hayes leads it off and takes the first pitch to right field. Hauled in by Dye. First at bat for Hayes, and 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 9th inning. 1 away.
Look at that. Exactly what you were talking about. 11 of the 25-man roster are draft choices. Great scouts. Doesn't always have to be a #1 pick. But 11 guys on their roster are homegrown.
That is amazing. The organization got Terrell Wade out of Rembrandt, South Carolina. Again, we got somebody coming on the field here. He did not go to college, pitched in high school. You would still think, though, South Carolina is a state in the U.S. where a lot of ball players come from. It's a warm weather state. A lot of baseball is played there. That you wouldn't miss a kid who's 6'3", 205 pounds, and throws the ball hard. Yet no team drafted him. The Braves scouted, found him, and signed him as a free agent. That's one of those finds, those diamonds in the rough that are very tough to do anymore in baseball. Luis Sojo's the pinch hitter. He's on for Mariano Duncan with 1 away and nobody on in the 9th. Duncan at an 0 for 3 game. Terrell Wade is in with a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike on Luis Sojo. Outside corner pitch. Plus he's left-handed. That's the other thing.
Left-handed that throws 90+. Take a chance with the arm. You can always teach the breaking ball. Just like we talked about, Andrew Jones can handle the fastball. You can teach him to handle a breaking ball as a hitter. Same thing with a pitcher.
Chop toward shortstop. Rafael Belliard. Fred McGriff, 2 down. 2 down, bottom of the 9th inning. Joe Torre's Yankees. A very tough start. ACLS average 5.4 runs and 10 hits. They've got a run on 4 hits in this game. And we're going to get a late change here made by Bobby Cox. The fans really don't like it.
And he is getting booed, but what he wants to do, he wants to get everybody a little action in the first game. He wanted Wade to get his feet wet here in game 1, and now we'll go to, looks like Brad Klontz, the submarine style pitcher, will come in and try to get the last out. And this crowd doesn't like this at all.
And you can understand that, but it's not a put down on the Yankees. I mean, it's just what we said, as Rick said, just trying to get everybody in here. This is for the game still to come. Brad Klontz, a lot of appearances during the season, 81 games.
It's not a bad idea because of the long layoff. So they're all getting some work. Tomorrow will be game number 2. The Yankees will probably want to forget this one.
Here at Yankee Stadium. Down the line, foul ball. Close to going over the bag. Terry Tata, the first base umpire, made the call. Leyritz thought that was a fair ball.
Let's see where it hits. Just foul. That is tough, too, for the umpire. He is trying to dodge that bullet, the baseball, and still keep his eye on the line and the ball at the same time.
Leyritz with a 1-strike count. And this should be the ball game. Jermaine Dye in right field, waiting underneath it. Puts it away, and the world champion Atlanta Braves open up defense of that championship by an impressive 12-1 win in this game over the Yankees, with their 19-year-old Andrew Jones coming away as the offensive star of the night.
Wow, what a night. What a debut for a 19-year-old in his first World Series game. 2 home runs, 3 hits, 3 runs scored, 5 runs driven in. John Smoltz, remember, he said he was struggling. He did early in the ball game. Had 4 walks in the first 2 innings. The Yankees weren't able to get the big hit. You have to bounce back tomorrow night and strap it on. A lot of guys saw action today, so the jitters are gone.
New York Yankees will be trying to do that in Game 2 tomorrow after this 12-1 loss here. Right back here at Yankee Stadium for Game 2 tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, when Greg Maddux goes for the Atlanta Braves and left-hander Jimmy Key will make the start. There's your final line score. Smoltz the winner, 9 career postseason wins. He's 9-1. Andy Pettitte takes his first loss in a World Series start. And the home runs, Jones had 2 and McGriff had 1, 3-4 the Atlanta Braves. Smoltz is off.
And John Smoltz already had his street clothes on, so he's okay. Now, baseball, momentum's important. I mean, in any sport. But baseball's probably the one where the momentum can change the quickest. I mean,
yes.
Has Atlanta established momentum?
Well, you know, the last 3 games they've scored, I don't know, a total of over 35 runs. And one thing in baseball's hitting is a streaky thing. And they're not going to continue to hit the way they've been hitting. The only thing is that they have such good pitching that they can win the games 2-1 or 3-2. But the Yankees have got to get their bats going, or else it's going to be a very fast, quick World Series for them.
Now, Greg Maddux goes tomorrow for the Braves. Is there anything you think Joe Torre should try to do to try to get the edge on Maddux?
No, I just think if he gets good pitching, keeps the game close, he'll have a chance against Maddux. But Maddux is a control pitcher. He's the guy who hits the corners in and outside, and it keeps the batters off balance. And if he's on, he'll be tough, but they've got to stay close. They can't afford to give up many runs. And
with a better weather, perhaps, Cecil Fielder might get 1 or 2 of those balls riding out of the park instead of
the submarine pitcher will be a lot better, Clance. Yes, they might get the wind going their way.
Confirmation, the final score, 12-1. Atlanta take the first game of the World Series and lead 1-0. The next game comes up tomorrow, also at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, and also here on Sky Sports at the earlier time of 12 midnight. Sky Sports 1 is the place. 12 midnight tomorrow is the time. Rico and I will be here for that one and all the games coming up in the World Series. Remember, no rest day at the first part. We go for 3 games in Atlanta as soon as we finish these 2 in New York. Last thoughts on the game, Rico?
Well, as I mentioned, the New York Yankees have to forget about this game, then bounce back. They got to keep their heads up and come back and win tomorrow's game. If they don't win tomorrow's game, Atlanta's going to be especially tough in Atlanta.
And good news for all you Boston Red Sox fans. Joe Kerrigan is the new pitching coach in Boston. Late news breaking from New England. Rico's happy, and I'm happy.